Hello, Sarah. I've got your program here. I've been looking at it. I'm going to go over it with you, give you a few tips, help your programming, help you get better understanding on that. So, going forward, don't want you to be confused over things that we've already done. So, let me pull it up here. All right, here's the template you turned in. I'll show you the comments I've made here. Your program should have at least 3 interactive prompts. When I went through it, it had 2 input statements. Only twice did it ask me anything. And let's see, you did good on assigning variables, having a conversation. You went to a lot of effort to get the slicing in there, indexing or slicing. We'll talk about that. Use concatenation. That was great. You had the pseudocode. The only comments I had on the pseudocode is, you added slicing into your program. You don't have it in your pseudocode. So if you decide that afterwards, and that's not unusual when we're writing a program, we change some things. We need to go back and change our plan. Like this, you said, "How's your day?" But then when you wrote the program, you didn't ask that. You asked, "What's your favorite color?" Right. So you should go back and update your pseudocode if you change it when you're writing. Because a lot of times when we're actually writing the program, we'll come up with better ideas. We just need to go back and fix our pseudocode at that time. So few differences there, but it's not bad. Here's your program. Let me copy this all the way down. There we go. And I'll go to a programming window. Let's paste that in there. All right, so here's your program. Let's run it. Enter your name. I'm just going to enter Bob. Enter color you like here. I'm going to enter blue. And see, that's it. It only asked me twice. I didn't have 3 inputs. So you're missing 1 input on there. But let's see. Hi, my name's Bot. What's your name? Wow, Bob, what a cool name. I like the color red a lot. What's the color you like? Yeah, blue is a pretty nice color. So it used what I typed, which is good. You used Bob, you used blue. I got to go now. Peace. All right. So let's look at your actual program. You got your name, date, purpose. That's all good. You define your main function. Super. There's your print statements. Unfortunately, our version of Python doesn't print those before the input boxes. I wish it did. I mean, some different Python applications would go ahead and print those 2 things first before the input, but that's okay. I mean, that's nothing we can change. But you got username, so you saved whatever the input is their name. And you said, wow, whatever they typed, what a cool name. And then here's where you got the slicing in there. You went back to the program on indexing and slicing to figure out how to do that, which is great because you got it figured out. You used it in there and you made the word red that you used in your program. I like the color red a lot, and you got red by slicing. And then you said, what's a color you like? And whatever fave color, that's a good name. You gave that and you printed that. But let's talk about how we could have done something a little different here where you didn't have to work so hard to get the index and slicing. And I'm going to go ahead and just put a little space in here just to give us, I'm going to put space in front of the input colors and stuff. So let's say after they input their name and you said, wow, what a cool name. We could have right here, just using what they've already entered. Hey, that means your first initial is, and then I could put first or username, because that's what you called it, username, and I could do indexing and just pull the first character out. Right now, if I did slicing, means I would take more. I would put :3 or something, and that would give the first 3 letters, 0, 1, and 2. But I can just do indexing or slicing. They work the same way. It's just, am I taking 1 character or am I taking multiple characters? So let's run this and see what this is like. So if I put Bob and oh, wait a minute. Why don't I get one thing? Bob. I don't know what happened to blue today. Word 4 is not defined on line 13. Oh, because I took word 4 out a lot. Right. I took out some of your code, so that didn't work. And you could just say, I like the color red a lot. Just put that in there. So let's clear that and run again. Bob, blue. Hi, my name is Bot. What's your name? Wow, Bob, it's a cool name. Hey, that means your first initial is B. So I use indexing just to pull out, hey, Bob, your first initial is B. And I didn't have to write a bunch of lines of code just to put that. I just did a print statement, and I used that as what I printed. I just printed the first letter of the name that they entered. I mean, what you did is fine. I'm giving you credit for using the slice. I'm just showing you other ideas on how you could use slicing or indexing in your program a little more naturally, because you had to kind of force that to make it work. You're like, oh, somehow I got to get slice and index in there. I'll just do this to get red. Okay, that works. So just showing you that, but otherwise, very good program. Let me look at your questions down here. Have a simple conversation, useful simulating real life conversation. I had to go back and relearn what slicing was. Yep, there you go, which is good. You looked and realized you didn't have that in there, and you forgot what it was, got confused when said I had to do it or indexing. Yeah, and I'd have more resources like Google and Buzz lessons. Don't get confused, Lisa. So yeah, it's more practice. The more we practice it, the better it gets. And I like to give you feedback like this when I can, just to make it a little clearer. So hope that helps. I get it graded. You didn't miss many points. You missed one for not having 3 inputs. And the pseudocode's not quite straight, but it's still an A program. So good job. I'll see you in class.